Students, good morning. I hope that you all are good. Students, today we are going to start our new chapter, chapter number 14. And the name of the chapter is Chemical Effect of the Electric Current. And this is the first part of this chapter. So in this chapter, we are going to discuss about the certain topics such as, first of all, we will know that what is electric current or electricity. Then we are going to study about that what are insulator, what are conductors, and we are going to know that the different materials that we are using, some of them are good conductor of electricity, some of them are bad conductor of electricity. So with the help of the activities, we are going to know that the given material is good conductor or bad conductor. So these things that we are going to check with the help of the activities. So we are going to discuss about the activities also. Then after, we are going to know about that whether the water is good conductor or not, and about the distilled water conducts electricity or not, and about the electrolysis of water. So these things that we are going to discuss in this chapter one by one. So let's start with the first topic of this chapter, that is about the conduction of electricity. So before the conduction of electricity, we must know that what is electric current. We all know that electricity plays a vital role in our lives, and it is very difficult to imagine a world without electricity. Each day we use the electricity in countless number of ways without giving it much thought. We use electricity to do the different activities, for example, light our houses, cook food, watch television, run computers, play video games, listen to music, light the furnaces in winter, run air conditioners in summer. So these things that are possible mainly due to the use of electricity. The list is endless. Can you think of any more way in which you use electricity? Without electricity, we would not be able to do all these things in life would be different. Electricity is hence one of the most significant discoveries in the history. So we all have known that how the electricity is important to us. Now we are going to know that what is electric current. As you already know that electricity means the movement of charges, or we can say the movement of electrons. So what are electrons? Electrons are the negatively charged particles. So the electricity is the movement of charges through a body, and the flow of electric charge. This flow of electric charge is commonly known as current. So we can say that the flow of the electric charge is known as current. And all the materials do not allow the current to flow through them. So keeping this in mind, the materials are categorized into two categories. The first category is of conductor and the second category is of insulator. Then we are going to know about that what is conductor and what is insulator with the help of examples. Conductor are mainly the materials which allow the electric current to flow through them. All metals, alloys of metals, electrolytes, rainwater, these all are the good conductor of electricity. Means that the materials that allow the electric current to pass through them is commonly known as conductor. And these are the examples. Second category is of insulator. Insulator means these are the materials which do not allow the electric current to flow through them. For example, distilled water, plastic, wood, these all are the insulator. Now we will know that why the distilled water is called insulator, why it is not called conductor. Distilled water, because the distilled water has no salt dissolved in it, unlike water we get from the other sources. This makes a poor conductor of electric current. On dissolving some common salt in it, distilled water becomes a good conductor. So if you want to make it good conductor, you can make it by dissolving some amount of salt into it. But distilled water is a poor conductor of electricity. We are not able to pass the electricity through the distilled water because distilled water do not contains any type of salt, and you can make it good conductor by adding small amount of salt, acid or base into it. So this is about the distilled water that I have told you. There are some more examples of the insulator like plastic, wood. These some more examples are also there of insulators that do not allow the electric current to pass through them. Now we are going to test that whether the wood is an insulator or a conductor. So how you can test it? So we can test it like this. Take a dry cell, an electric bulb, conducting wires and wooden block. So these things are required to perform this activity. And arrange a electric circuit. So you can make it you are able to make the electric circuit by using these components like electric bulb, conducting wires, electric cell and a switch. So you can make it easily by using all these components. And when the free ends of the wire is connected to the bulb, it glows, so that your electric circuit is ready to work. So when the wire is connected through the wooden block, the bulb does not glow. And when the free ends of the wires is connected to the wooden block, when the wooden block is placed in this circuit and when its free ends is touches with the wooden block, you will observe that the bulb does not glow. This proves that wood is an insulator. So this activity shows you that wood is a insulator. Now we are going to test like this activity. We can perform this activity also in a similar way. In this activity also there is a requirement of electric circuit, and I have told you that how to make the electric circuit. We can make the electric circuit by using some electrical components like electric bulb, conducting wires, battery or cell is required, and electric switch is required. So with the help of that we are able to make an electric circuit. So electric circuit is required here also. And dip the free ends of the conducting wire. The conducting wire, that is the component of the electric circuit, you just dipped its free end into the just take a container and take tap water into it, and just dip that free ends of the conducting wire into the trough filled with tap water. So what you will notice? You will notice that the bulb glows. This shows that the electric current flows through the water and completes the electric circuit. If the electric bulb does not glows, that shows you that the electricity is not passing through the electric circuit, and in that case the bulb not glows. So here what happens, the electricity is passing through, that means that this water is what? This water is a good conductor. Tap water is a good conductor of electricity, means that it allows electricity to pass through the electric circuit, that makes the bulbs to glow. So this activity proves that water is a good conductor of electricity. So we can check that water is a good conductor of electricity by performing this activity. So with the help of this activity we are able to check that whether the given material is good conductor or whether the given material is, you can check some other things also like aerated drink, you can check the cooking oil, vinegar, kerosene, milk, alcohol by performing the similar activities. So with the help of all these activities we are able to know that the given material is a good conductor or a bad conductor, means conductor or insulator. If the bulb glows in the circuit, it means that it is a good conductor, and if the bulb not glows in the circuit, means that it is not a good conductor, it is a insulator. So we can check it by this method. Now the next thing is about the electric tester. Here there is one diagram that is given to you. This is the diagram of the tester. So firstly we will know that what is tester. Tester is a device that is mainly used to check the flow of the electric current through the given circuit. It means that it is used to check that whether the given material is good electrical conductor or not. So with the help of this tester we are able to check that the electricity is flowing through the circuit or not, either the material is good conductor or not. So we can check it by using the tester. Now salts About the salt, it is given here to you in this slide. Salt is dissolved in water, responsible for the conduction of electricity through the water. As you know that the distilled water, I have already told you in the previous slide that distilled water is not a good conductor of electricity, and we can be able to make it conducting by dissolving some amount of salt into it. Salt that we are using in our daily life, that's just like common salt, sodium chloride. So we can make it conducting by using by adding the small amount of salt into the distilled water. So the tap water, acid solution, basic solution, these all are the good conductor of electricity because they have the some amount of salt dissolved in it. But distilled water is a poor conductor of electricity because it do not contain any kind of salt, and we are able to make it conducting by dissolving some amount of salt into the distilled water. To test the electrical conductivity of the given liquids, suppose that the liquids are given to you and you just have to check that the given liquid is a good conductor or not. So how you can check it? You can check it by using the electric tester that I have told you about, that tester in the previous slide. So this is used to check the given material is a good conductor or not. So place the two aluminum plates into the liquid that is to be tested. Suppose that you have given the liquid to you, some amount of liquid is given to you, and you are going to check that the given liquid is a conductor or not. So you can check it like this by using the electric tester, and you just there is one diagram that is given to you here. Here place the two aluminum plates, the two aluminum plates that is shown to you in the given diagram. You just place that two aluminum plates into the liquid that is to be tested, and if the bulb in the electric circuit is there, and if the bulb lights up while closing the circuit, when you switch on, in that case the circuit gets closed. So by closing the circuit, the aluminum plates that is dipped in that given liquid, and if the bulb glows, in that case we are able to get the conclusion that the given liquid is a good conductor of electricity. So if the bulb glows, in that case we will know that the given liquid is good conductor, and if the bulb not glows, it shows you that the given liquid is a poor conductor of electricity. So we are able to check the conductivity of the liquids by using this method. Now electrolysis of water. So before starting this topic, electrolysis of water, we must know that what is electrolysis. Electro means electricity and lysis means to break down. It means that by passing the electricity there is a breaking of water. So we can define it like this. The breakdown is also known as decomposition. So the breakdown or the decomposition of a compound into simpler substances by means of electric current is commonly known as electrolysis. So electrolysis means by passing the electric current, if there is a decomposition of a compound into the simpler substances by passing the electric current, this is commonly known as electrolysis. So here electrolysis of water we are going to study. So water is what? Water is a polar molecule, meaning that polar molecule means that one side of it is positively charged hydrogen atom, while the exact opposite side is negatively charged oxygen atom. So during electrolysis, what happens? During the electrolysis of water molecule into its elemental components of oxygen and hydrogen, this happens because the like poles of the magnet, opposite poles, like the poles of magnet, the opposite poles attract each other. We have already studied that there are two poles of magnets, north pole and south pole, and we have studied that the opposite poles attract each other and the similar poles repel. So here what happens? Like that of magnet, this happens here because like poles of the magnet, the opposite poles attract. So in other words, by passing the electricity, the positive attract the negatives. The positive and negative ends of the battery literally pull apart the atoms of the molecules. So in this case, electrolysis is carried out in a cell, and that cell is commonly known as electrolytic cell. and that electrolytic cell is mainly consists of a solution. That the given solution is commonly known as electrolyte. Electrolyte means the solution which conducts the electricity through them is commonly known as electrolyte. For example, acidic solution, basic solution, salt solution, these all are the examples of the electrolytes. So there is a cell in which this electrolysis of water takes place, and that cell is known as electrolytic cell, and this electrolytic cell is mainly consists of two electrodes, carbon electrodes, that is the one of which is connected to the positive terminal of the battery and another of which is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. So the electrode that is connected to the positive terminal of the battery is known as anode, and the electrode which is connected to the negative terminal of the battery is known as cathode. So this electrolytic cell is consist of electrolytic solution, a cell or battery, or two electrodes, cathode or anode. So I have told you that what is anode and what is cathode. Anode means the electrode that is connected to the positive terminal of the battery is known as anode, and cathode means the electrode which is connected to the negative terminal of the battery is known as electrode. So by passing the electricity through the given solution, through the given electrolytic solution, here we have taken the tap water. So what happens by passing the electricity through the given solution, the decomposition of the water molecule takes place, and it splits up into the two ions, cations and anions. So firstly we'll know that what is cation and what is anion. Cation means the elements which contains the negative charge on it is known, the elements that contains the positive charge on it is known as cation, and the elements which contains the negative charge on it is known as anions. So it gets split up into the cations and anions. Here the hydrogen having the positive charge and the oxygen having the negative charge. So that oxygen ion we will get the hydrogen ion, we will get the oxygen ion. So as we know that in case of magnets, the opposite poles attract each other, so there is a deposition of oxygen that is a negatively charged ion, that is known as that negatively charged ion that I have already told you is commonly known as anion. So there is a deposition of that negatively charged ion, that is the oxygen ion, on which electrode? The electrode that is connected to the positive terminal of the battery. So the electrode that is connected to the positive terminal of the battery here is what? Anode. So there is a deposition of that negatively charged oxygen ion on the anode, and there is a deposition of positively charged hydrogen ion. The positively charged hydrogen ion is known as cation, and it goes to its opposite electrode. That opposite electrode is the cathode. So there is a deposition of so there is a deposition of these ions on its opposite electrodes by passing the electricity through the given conducting solution. Here the conducting solution is what? The conducting solution is tap water, or we can say simply we can say water. So here this is about the electrolysis of water that I have told you. Now the chemical effects of electric current. As you know that when the electric current is passed through a conducting solution, some of the chemical changes takes place. For example, when the electric current is passed through the water dissociate into the hydrogen and oxygen ions. Hydrogen is deposited over the negative pole and the oxygen is deposited over the positive pole. So the deposition of hydrogen and oxygen at its different poles is visible in the form of bubbles, and you are able to see it in the form of bubbles. So in the previous activity that I have told you about this, about the electrolysis of water, second chemical effect that takes place by passing the electricity is what? When the electric current is passed through the given solution of a metal salt such as copper sulfate solution, so the metals get deposited at the negative pole. So when you pass it through the copper sulfate solution, it is a salt solution, copper sulfate solution, so there is a deposition of that copper metal on the on the negative pole. That negative pole is what? Cathode, which is connected to the negative terminal of the battery. Because the copper, when you pass the electricity through this solution, it gets dissociated into two ions, copper ions and sulfate ions. So the copper contains the two positive charge, so it is positively charged ion, and the it gets decomposed into, and that copper sulfate gets decomposed into sulfate ions, and sulfate containing, that sulfate containing two negative charge, so it is negatively charged ion. So there is a deposition of that positively charged metal, means copper ions, on the negative pole. So because the metal is positively charged, so it goes to its opposite pole. And third thing, that what happens here is, sometimes if the color of the solution also changes while passing the electric current through it. So color changes may also be observed here by passing the electric current through the given solution. So the above examples are some of the chemical effects of the electric current. So these examples shows you the chemical effect of the electric current. So the chemical reaction depends upon the type of the solution through which the electric current is passed. So this is about the chemical effect of the electric current. So I have told you about that, what are the chemical effects of the electric current. So students, these are the some topics that today I have covered. There are some more remaining topics in this chapter. So we are very soon we are going to come with the other topics of this chapter. So whatever the things that I have told you today, you must revise it, and whatever the questions that is related to the given topics that is given in your book, you must try to solve it yourself. So students, do your studies well and be happy. Thank you.